Alright, I keep coming in from this side. I should do something to split these up, but I'm in like daddy little girl mode, and that's what's on my mind, so that's what I'm making videos about. So, just making one after another. How old does a daddy have to be? Or how old should a daddy be? It's one of those tricky ones, you know. It's hard for me because I've done a lot of shit in life, and I've experienced a lot of things, and with that comes a lot of wisdom, hopefully, if you're doing something right, because you're trying to learn the entire time. So sometimes I see a 20-year-old daddy, and it makes me smile. It's not a judgment, you know. It kind of makes me chuckle, and I wonder if a 20-year-old has the wisdom to be a daddy. But I think that's what it comes down to. Is it comes down to information, lessons, experience, and then hopefully wisdom that's come from those things. And I think wisdom comes with capacity, not age. So I don't think that there necessarily has to be an age limit. I think it really comes down to wisdom. There's a lot of decisions that are very, very difficult to make in a daddy little girl relationship. There's a lot on the line, and in terms of trust and intimacy and connection. And we're all going to make mistakes. Every daddy, no matter how old, no matter how wise, no matter what, no matter how much experience in anything, is going to make mistakes. And that's always going to be a learning process. That has nothing to do with age. But there is a wisdom, and I think there's a wisdom that comes with knowing how to do the right thing, learning self-control, experience with how certain things create problems in a relationship or damage a relationship. For example, when you're 25, do you want to sleep with two girls at the same time? Yes, you do. You really, really do. When you're 45, do you want to sleep with two girls at the same time? Yeah, you still really, really do. The difference is if you're with a little girl who is doing it to make you happy, when you're 25, you might pick up on that, but you don't care. Like, you really want what you want, so you're going to make the more selfish choice. At 45, you maybe want that, but you'll pick up on the fact that your little girl doesn't ever want you to be with somebody else, and she wants you all to herself. And she might say, yeah, no, I'm okay with it. I swear, Daddy, I promise, it'll be fun, blah, 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 blah. But wisdom gives you the experience, gives you the wisdom to see that she's really just trying to make you happy. Of course, there's little girls that want a sister, and that's fine too. And that's completely up to you to establish, but it is one of those situations where wisdom helps you figure that out. I've also talked before about punishment, and wisdom's one of those things where when you're young, you maybe really like having power or control over a little girl, and it's intoxicating. It's amazing to know that you can tell your little girl to do something and she'll do it because she doesn't want to disappoint you. But you have to have the experience and wisdom to know what things will cause damage to the trust of the relationship, the dynamic of the relationship, the well-being and health of the relationship. So one of those things that I touch on in one of my other videos is punishment. When you get older, I'm gonna catch myself on that. Not when you get older. When you have more experience or wisdom, I won't even use experience. When you're using wisdom, you are going to see that threatening a punishment could be a punishment. Saying you're super disappointed in your little girl could be a punishment. Anticipation could be a punishment. There's a lot of things that can be punishments in a daddy little girl relationship. So you wouldn't, if you don't have the wisdom, you might threaten a punishment the next day and not, so there's that anticipation of the punishment, and then there's the actual punishment, and then there's the knowing that you disappointed your daddy, so you're really maybe being punished 2 or 3 times over something, whereas wisdom would teach you to just spank your little girl, or be like, this is what you did, this is how you correct it, this is what I expect from you, and get it done. And then praise her and tell her that you're not upset with her, you're not mad at her, that it's done, it's over, it's resolved, and that you're proud of her for dealing with it well, or that you dealt with it well as a couple. So I don't think there's an age burden of entry, but I do think that there's an experience burden of entry. And if you're young and you're with a young daddy and you're willing to make those mistakes together, then I think it's important to talk to your daddy and say, how do we deal with the mistakes? What do we do if I think you're wrong about something? Or can we talk about these things if I think you're wrong about something? Or how do we deal with this? These are all dialogues that are perfectly okay to have. You can question your daddy. He is not above reproach. He's not perfect. We are scared to death that you will see that we're not perfect, but we're not. We are flawed and we make mistakes. So it is okay to talk about. And if you don't have a safe place to talk about it, you need to create one. And that's another thing that comes with wisdom, is just creating that safe space so that you can talk about the things that are important or bothering you. And I think I had 8 minutes and 49 seconds on here, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that, because I'm old as fuck and I have a lot of experience, so there's a lot of mistakes I don't make anymore. There's a lot of mistakes I'm sure I still do make, and we'll be learning as we go. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So just create a healthy, safe environment so that as you make mistakes with your daddy or as a little girl, you guys can grow together and not cause each other damage. And for the daddies, don't be afraid to apologize. If you fuck up, your little girl knows you fucked up. So just be clear about it. If you were too harsh with a punishment, say that you made a mistake and explain what you did and how you fix it. If a little girl, if you actually think your daddy's being too harsh about something or over punished you, say so as well. And he should be accepting and receptive and listen at least to what you say. All right, I'm done.